Wednesday. Main brew guy. I haven't done a video in 3 weeks. Been busy. Anyway, brewing a Blackberry Wheat today. 10 gallons, actually 11 gallons. And we're heating up the sparge water now. Got a lot to talk about today. Decided on a brewery name for one. Some of you that received some of my beer mail, I had some that were labeled and some that were not. And the ones that were labeled, may have noticed it said Ledge Brewing. So that's what I came up with, because behind my house is a big hunk of granite ledge, so it kind of made sense. You'll start seeing some of that on my brew videos and on my beer labels. It'll say Ledge Brewing. What else? I got a bunch actually. I'll cut away and show you my hop setup. I did get my rotary zones in and landed them and set up a trellis system sort of. So I'll have you take a look at that right now. This was in here, and it was 50 feet of it, and this is all that's left. So, and I only did one. You'll see why in a minute. It's kind of a trial and error as I went. I tried to do it on the cheap. So the package is 6 of these. I've already used 3. Let's see, I've used quite a few of these. I think I bought 6 and there's only half of one left. So I'll have to buy at least 5 more to do the other side. And then wind chain for a storm door on your house. I'm utilizing just the spring tension in there. And then an eye hook for the tree. And you'll see how I did mine. There's my, I don't know if you call that a trellis system. It's a wire and pole system. These stakes, wires are just to offset the weight, the potential weight as it starts. There's my ledge, by the way, which that's in my backyard. My deck actually forms right into the hunk of ledge. So there's all Ledge Brewing. Anyway, I showed you this, but that's just a door spring from an outdoor screen door or whatever. So when the tree moves, or weight from or the wind's blowing, there's some flexation without, possibly pulling stakes out of the ground and whatnot. So, looky, there's my first sprout. Very excited. It's only been in the ground for 3 days. Nothing on this side yet. This would be the Willamette. So, some of you might notice that I did this. I'll remove this once it gets established. I just didn't want the grass and the sod roots to infiltrate before the hop rhizome had a chance to really get rooted in, so to speak. So yeah, I don't know. Somebody said that they prefer twine, but this has got a rough surface on it, like a wrought iron. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll grow up this. It's pretty solid, So hopefully it holds up. Hope the kids don't trip over it. Alright, welcome back. So that's my hop setup. You guys grow hops out there. I'm wondering if we can't do like a Hopswap. Have a spreadsheet online that I can create, whatever, that shows who's growing what, and then their typical harvest and what they're willing to trade. And then we just trade hops from each other rather than buying it. I guess we could, mail the hops to each other in a, a mailer packet that's fairly cheap, and give us an option to have, a lot more hop varieties rather than growing a bunch of different hop varieties, because I know some of us have a limited amount of space, like myself. I'm only growing 2 varieties, like you saw there, the Brewer's Gold and the Willamette. Blackberry Wheat. It's a recipe I concocted on my own. I'm going to use 8 pounds of 2-row, 7 pounds of white wheat, 1 pound of oats, 2 pounds of wheat flaked, and then I actually make an adjustment here because there's nothing for adding puree in the secondary, so I set that up as a note. In the fermentation schedule, so I don't know, I'm going to find out if there's a way to add a note in here that says see fermentation schedule. Tettnang and EKG, simple hop additions. 11-gallon batch. I got the rice hulls in here. Wheat, all of it's crushed, ready to go. I love the smell of grains. Okay, mashed in. Dough balls weren't too bad. I mashed in slowly. And she's at temp. Whoa! Almost fell on my ass. She's at temp, and I missed my mark by 1/2 degree. So, whoa, too close. So missed my mark by 1/2 degree, and that's fine because it'll sit for about 20 minutes, and then I'll start recirculating, and I'll make up that 1/2 degree, no problem. 1/2 degree is not that bad when you consider calculating grain temperature and mash tun temperature and all of that. So the last 2 times I've been able to hit it pretty damn close. So I think my coefficient for Beersmith 2 is dialed in. So anyway, so we're mashed in. So the next thing I'm going to cut away is my beer filtering. I did a Belgian ale, which I didn't record that, by the way, any of that brew day, because it was on a Friday, I think. And anyway, I just didn't have time to put a video together. So, but anyway, that is now kegged, and I filtered it, and I want to show that process. So you'll see how I filtered and how it came out. I think it came out pretty good. First thing I'm going to do is, well, I clean the sink, and I'll go ahead and put some Star San in there. And I'm going to soak the pads in Star San, and I'm going to soak everything, of course. I'll have the Star San in the keg, and then rinse that out as well. But it doesn't say anywhere that you should soak these pads in Star San, but I can't imagine why you wouldn't. So that's what I will do. And when it starts to push the first amount of beer through the filter, I probably won't collect it. I'll let it collect outside in another container, and sort of purging it of the Star San, so to speak. Process. Of course, going in the kegerator. Eventually, I have the. Let me shut this water off. Okay, just to bring you up to speed. What you do is, highly suggested, you take the keg and you let it sit in 48 hours, let it cold crash, basically, which I've done. So it's, down to temp, probably 38 degrees or so. So any chill haze will be present and be filtered at this point. So I should end up with a fairly clear beer. Although it's only an 8-micron filter, I can't imagine it filtering, crystal clear, but I would imagine it's going to take a lot of that out of there. So we'll see. We'll see how that looks. Okay. All right, so the pads are soaked. The center ring, it says place them coarse side down, which I will do. Looks like it can be a confusing mess. I think what I'll do is I'll place, it says coarse side down to the center ring. I think that was a little confusing, so I'm going to go with this. Smooth side in, coarse side towards the center ring. And same thing on this, kind of press it in. Kind of lines up like that, and we take our, come back over here, take our clamping devices, and dripping on the floor. Okay, something like that. And when we put this together, of course, you're going to cross tighten like you would a car tire. Okay, it's all assembled. Hopefully it won't leak. Got it fairly tight. Looks like it's sealed up, although this dark ring here is darker here than it is here, but oops, I can't seem to get it any tighter than that, so I'm actually buckling the plastic. If you look down, it's kind of goes whoop all through, so I think I got it as tight as she's going to get. So I'll leave the hoses, the business end of these hoses, in the Star Sand while I prep 2 kegs. Oh, I don't know if you can see me. Cut my head off here. Okay, so destination keg, source keg. Let's see. Put that up there. Stuck it on just in case it leaks a little. Pressure, very low, a couple of PSI only. So here we go. It's going through, it's going through. So as you can see, I'm still kind of pushing the semi-clear fluid through there. So go ahead and put this here for now. And I will increase the pressure. Purged enough of that. Here it goes. In you go. Okay, safe. Take about 4 psi on there. I don't seem to have any leaks. I am now pushing through both. And a quick peek in there. Now let's look for leaks. I don't see any. Okay, well, so now you just let it do its thing. Of course, you don't want to walk away from it because once you start pushing CO2 and you're not pushing anything else, you're just wasting CO2. Okay, so it just finished. You can hear it bubbling, so I'm going to shut that gas off. Otherwise I'll just push a bunch of foam out of the top of this thing. Now let's kill the output here. So I just pulled the output off because it was just bubbling up my beer. So we'll go ahead and seal that up and see how that looks. Of course it won't be carbonated, but we'll take a peek at the clarity. Well, I didn't want to pour a whole lot, but because it's not carbonated, I don't want to waste it. But there you have it. Clear. Huh, how about that? It worked. Not bad. Didn't alter the flavor any because I tried it before I filtered it. It's just clear. I mean, crystal clear. You can see my kitchen. Crazy. Wow. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you guys had remembered watching one of my videos with me putting a switch on the panel here for switching back and forth between two different probes. Well, I got it working. I realized what I had done, and I recalibrated everything, and I was only 2 degrees off, and it works. This is the one I've got selected right now, and I'm recirculating. And I got 151 on that. 152 is set, so now the heat's been coming on, and that's at 152 or 151. Going on 152, so it's working. I think the first time I did this, it was really cold out, and I might have been getting a little bit of heat loss in the tube coming up, which is throwing me off too. But I had remembered I had built in a 5 degree offset in the pot. Anyways, once I reset everything back to 0, it started playing right. So sometimes it just requires you to go back to 0 on everything, and I did, and the switch actually works. I'm really happy with that. It's really holding. Solid. I've been running the pump now for about 20 minutes, and it's been holding at 152. There's the evil twin. It's done. I just haven't gotten around to bottling it yet. I'll probably bottle that Friday, in a couple days. But smells awesome in here. It's done. It's been done for a while. Actually, I just saw it tick away there, but I actually raised the temp in here to do like a diacetyl rest, basically on ales. It's not as critical, but I do it sometimes when I have the time. Doesn't hurt anything. So when you do that, you end up getting a little bit of a little life gets back into your yeast. That life that comes back into your yeast, hopefully it's chewing up some of that pyruvic acid or diacetyl. Oops, got a little dark. Apologize. Anyway, I don't know if it helps, but can't hurt. I hope. Let's see, what else we got going on? Alright, so I showed you my beer filtering, my hops. Another addition to my brew rig is I finally have my 40 plate wort chiller, and I'll show that quick installation. snap the... Let's try this again, now that I get the inferior bit out of there. This one does aluminum snap steel. Alright, that mounted up pretty easy. It's only metric 5 screws holding that in, so I wouldn't dance on it, but yeah, should be fine. Alright, it's wired up, or plumbed up rather. No wiring involved. Oh yeah! My ESB. Alright, you guys have gotten your ESBs. I'm not getting mine, well, at least right now. I had noticed you guys had gotten yours for Christ since Friday, some of you, and I hadn't seen mine yet. So SJ4 did some checking on my package, and apparently it was damaged in shipping. So Jake, CP unit. Jake, I cannot get your fucking name right. Jake PC Nut. Anyway, I'm going to send you and Joe the Evil Twin. I'll also send you Black Betty, and I'll send you Lady Amarillo. I have no more Belgian Wit. I did send the Belgian Wit to Hockey Player and SMC Brewing. And thanks a lot, SMC Brewing, for doing that taste test on a leaky bottle. I just wanted to say one thing. Dayton Brewing and Arrogant Bastard Ale. I promised you guys some beer, and I will. I just got to do it in stages, otherwise my wife will. So the next ones that have to go out are the Joe Malone and Jake PC Nut. And oh, got it right. And that will be next week, and then I'll send you guys stuff the following week. I didn't forget about you. Don't worry. It's just been busy. Welcome back. Yeast. Belgian Wit. Okay, so we'll let those. Yeah, that was pretty gay. I know what you're thinking. This is gray wash. So this is also sterilized. But before I do that, I want to test it. So. It says it's 56, so I can open it up a little more. Not that much, maybe. 65, 71, 75, 78. Okay, slow down. Slow down. Six, 75, 74, probably getting a good shot on the bald spot, 74, I'll crank it down a little more, 71, 73 actually, just climbed up, nope, I went right back down to 71, oh shit, it's still dropping, okay, I see what it's doing. 69, 68, okay. So it kind of catches up a little bit. Let's come back. climbing, 68, 71, 22. Okay, so I gotta find the happy medium, which is right about there. Now the leaking here is actually from the garden hose, so there's not much I can do about that, except get maybe a new garden hose. But there's no wort leaking anywhere, so. And oh yeah, it's not warmed. It's just like air warm to the touch, so that's what we're looking for. The hose feels just room temperature, so wow. Holy crap, it's taking it right from that to about, I would say, no more than 70 degrees. And I can get it down to around 59, but it trickles out. So yay, another successful piece of equipment adapted to my system.